it's really helpful to look back on all the times where you thought it was like the end
Yeah.
or something was not going to work out for you. And then, oh, look, it worked out. Oh, look, you're fine. Oh, look, it led to this. Like, go back in the archives of your life and your memories and look for all the times you were held, supported, and it did work out. And we forget how much of what we're living now is what we once wanted.
I am so happy that I'm able to, within minutes, like it was minutes of us leaving the dental office between that and me checking my email and seeing that, oh, I did it. Like I literally just did it. I'm so excited to get to the point where I don't have to manifest just enough. I'm so excited to get to the point where I can just dip my hand in a well of prosperity and take out what I need when I need it.
Hey, hey, High Vibin It homies. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast, High Vibin It. Here to help you manifest your dreams, get and stay in alignment, which we're going to be talking about today, and just overall make your life easier, eliminate unnecessary suffering, and talk about fun, spiritual, energetic stuff that makes your life better. So welcome if you're new. If you're not new, welcome back. We love you guys. Thanks for supporting the show. Thank you for being subscribed. If you're not subscribed, wherever you follow the show, make sure to follow, click those download buttons, subscribe, however it works on the platform that you're listening, because that really helps us pump the stats, get better guests, get better sponsors, and all that kind of stuff for you guys. So yay, thanks for being here. Today's topic is just going to be me and Lynnsey nerding out on really something that's been hitting us in the face lately, I guess is one way you can say it.
Like that's
Yeah. And it's kind of like, you know how when you're feeling really good, but then something like smacks you in the face and then you need to like find your way back to alignment and maybe you're like questioning everything or like worried about your vibe or your manifestations. Like that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. So if you're in
well,
that scenario, you're in good company. Also, Lynnsey, please introduce yourself for anyone who's new because I totally skipped over that.
Well, Kelsey is a manifestation expert and best-selling author and self-love guru, and she's freaking amazing, and her hair looks great because she got it colored recently. So if you're not watching on Patreon or Spotify, you should. Are we doing video on Spotify yet? Never
No.
mind. Not Spotify. Cancel. But I'm Lynnsey Robinson, hypnotherapist, helper of mostly women, but people in general to get their mind working toward their goals. So your conscious desires on the same page as your subconscious, rewiring your negative limiting beliefs to where you're going versus where you've been, and helping you step into your best life. So together we are the dynamic duo bringing you some solutions and some troubleshooting in case, because we're just out here living life too. But I would say, jumping off of what you said in the beginning about how to get back into alignment when something kind of, derails you, I really want to get specific with it today, at least for a second, because it seems lately when something comes out of left field, when I'm feeling like super good and thinking so many good thoughts about my manifestations, how they're in the vortex and I can just like align and it's going to be here and I know it, I feel it. And then not only does something derail me, but it's something that is the opposite of what I'm trying to manifest. It's like a loud megaphone of the limiting belief shows up physically. So like, I have an example. Can I please tell you what's going on? Because this drove me nuts. And I had a lot of conversations about it. I did a podcast interview where I was literally talking about this. So I feel like it's a really, really good time. But last week I woke up, I did a meditation, I did the yoga, I did all of the good thing. I took my vitamins, okay? I took my vitamins. That was
A plus, girl.
A plus. It was a good day. I don't know how tomorrow's going to go, but that day I nailed it. Woke up in a super good mood, had all the things going for me, and I felt really amazing. I go into the kitchen and I get my coffee, and then everything's going along. I'm starting work and everything looks good. There's nothing going on too bad. And so we take our kids to the dentist that day, and I'm like, I can feel it. I know it. My manifestations are coming along. This is great. And as we're about to leave, the lovely woman at the desk goes, so the bill for the dental work is going to be about $2,400. And I was like, do not cry in front of the stranger. Do not lose your mind. Wait till you leave. And so it was just like, are you kidding me? My kids, okay, so we go out of network because this is a really good dental place. And I refuse to go to the place that's in network because it's just not that great. And my kids' peace of mind is worth it for me. So I was telling my husband on the way home, and he's doing all the like, oh my gosh, like, what are we going to do? We can't put it all on a credit card. Are you kidding me? I don't want to do all that. So I check my email, and I had 2 signups for a course that I was pushing, a hypnotherapy program, to equal about half of what we would need. And then I have a monthly client. So I was like doing all these tallying up of all the money, and it worked out that all the money I was going to bring in this month would exactly cover the dental work.
Of course.
And to be clear, you guys know I have an app coming out. I'm doing a membership app. So I'm moving off of Kajabi. So there is a huge lull because I have people getting off of the membership on Kajabi, but they can't sign up on the app yet because it's not approved by Apple yet. So I'm in this complete waiting game of like the transition. I can't even really promote the app because no one can sign up for it yet. So it's just like, ugh, I'm in this holding space. Meanwhile, I'm manifesting just enough to pay for this unexpected bill. And what the fuck? Basically. So I was just like, I am so happy. Here's how I reframed it in the moment. I am so happy that I'm able to, within minutes, like it was minutes of us leaving the dental office between that and me checking my email and seeing that, oh, I did it. Like I literally just did it. I'm so excited to get to the point where I don't have to manifest just enough. I'm so excited to get to the point where I can just dip my hand in a well of prosperity and take out what I need when I need it. Anyway, so I know that there are many examples of this. I had a client once who was trying to get out of hairstyling. Like, I know that's you too, but she literally was like, I don't want to do hair anymore.
Talking about me secretly.
No, this is not you. No, absolutely. No, this definitely isn't. And if she's listening, she'll be like, oh my God, yeah, that was me. She wanted to get out of hair. She didn't want to do it anymore. She wanted to focus on her business. And she gave me a voice note because I was doing Voxer at the time. And she's like, why? The second I declare that I don't want to do hair anymore, I'm getting all of these requests for people to get my hair done. Now, I don't even know if this happened to you, Kels, but this definitely happened for her. And she's like, why is this happening? And when it's someone else, like, I can tell you. But when it's me, it's so annoying. Anyway, so I want to talk about, like, the dynamics of that, like, why it happens and what we can do about it, because I know everyone has an example like this, and I would really love to help guide myself and others back into that space of alignment. So that's kind of where that came from today.
Yeah, no, very relatable. Makes a lot of sense. I feel like the manifestation journey is just like a roller coaster of like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited and certain it's happening. I'm in trust, I'm in flow. And then it's like, bam, you get smacked with some unforeseen circumstance. And then you're like, the dream is dead. It's not going to happen. How is it ever going to happen? I'm not on the timeline anymore. And then you panic. And then, like a week later, you feel better and you're not on your period anymore. And then you're like, oh my gosh, everything's great again. My life is awesome. I'm so abundant. And it's just like, the ride of creation, Yeah. I think it's just a part of the process. Like everybody questions things, even the most strong manifestors, like people like me who are really like masterful manifestors. Like I question things. Like I've shared this before on the podcast, like about my book. I have a book coming out in 2026 that is going to help you manifest all the good. So stay tuned. But it was like, the whole process of securing an agent and then securing a publisher and all the rejection and all the back and forth that goes along with it. It was like every other day I would like get an email from my agent like, oh, such and such is interested in the manuscript. They think it's a great idea. And I'm like, yes, the dream is alive. And then 30 minutes later, it'd be like, oh, such and such said they're going to pass. And I was like, no, the dream is dead. They don't want to publish me, So it's just like that roller coaster of up and down and up and down. And I think it's just the only way we can overcome that is to zoom out and be less circumstantial and remember like the magic of life.
Yeah. I mean, as you and I talk about a lot, we came here to feel it all. We didn't come here to have everything we want exactly when, like, in the second that we want it. That'd be so boring. I also think, I don't like, I had this question on a podcast I was doing recently, and somebody was like, what do you think this is when something comes up that derails you? And they mentioned like a test from the universe. I don't like to say that the universe tests you. I don't really vibe with that. What I do think is that the universe is, whatever. Source, universe, your guides, whoever, are inviting you. I think it's more of an invitation to navigate differently. It's presenting you with the same circumstance you've maybe come up against before in a different way. Are you going to react differently, or are you going to spiral into despair and shame and thinking of all the things you did wrong, or how you could be manifesting this in the wrong way, or how you're a failure at manifesting, or, that it's never going to happen? Or are you going to say, okay, this is interesting. What is coming up around this? How do I feel about this? Why might this be coming up right now? And getting very curious about yourself. I'm very passionate about curiosity with the self. And so any opportunity you have to do that, I think it's definitely one of those things. And I am a little proud of myself. I'm going to ring my own bell for a second, because when that happened, yes, I almost cried. Okay, I did. But I think we're allowed to have that moment of reaction. But are you going to stay in the reaction, or are you going to actually get to some sort of solution? So I was thinking in my head when we were in the car, I was like, I was weirdly aloof. Not aloof. I was weirdly at peace with it, because I knew what I hoped I would always remember when I had these moments. In that moment, I knew I'm never going to be let out to dry. I'm never going to be given up on. I'm always going to be taken care of. Always. 100% of the time. And I do, at my core, that is one of the few things I can say I actually do strongly believe. I know I'm always going to be taken care of. And so with that knowing, I went into my email with that knowing in my head, like, I'll be fine. What's going on in my emails? Let's just see if anybody's like reached out. And sure enough, I was like, oh, whew. So I think I did all right. I don't always, and I don't think anyone does. If they say they're perfect at it, check their pulse, because I don't know if they're human. And that's true. But I do think that I handled it very well, and I do think that it wasn't hard for me to get back into alignment. It wasn't as hard as it usually is, but that doesn't mean it's going to be the case forever. Things are going to come up. I may not handle it. I think you're right. It's like a roller coaster. Like, every moment is a choice. Every setback is a choice of how you handle it. And so let's give them some choices, I guess. Hey there, it's Lynnsey. Are you ready to transform your life and achieve your biggest dreams? Well, welcome to the Align Your Mind membership. As a seasoned hypnotherapist, I've crafted a digital sanctuary where you can access powerful hypnotherapy audios anytime, anywhere. Imagine waking up each day feeling empowered, confident, connected to the universe, and ready to conquer your goals. With AYM, you'll experience deep, long-lasting transformations in every area of your life. If you're ready to rewire your mind, release what's holding you back, and start living your dreams, don't wait any longer. Just click the link in the episode description and start embodying your highest potential today.
Yeah, well, I love how you said it's like not necessarily a test, but more of an invitation. Like, Are you going to respond in a mature, trustful way? Are you going to respond from a calm place versus a reactive place? And like, that's you up leveling. And I feel like the invitation leads to an initiation of like your next level self, right? It's like the thing happens that freaks you out and triggers you and causes stress. And give yourself compassion if you do have a little moment and you freak the fuck out. It's okay. And then from there, you're invited to handle it at the highest that you can. And then from there, you're initiated into your next level self. And this reminds me of, I have a story that I can think of when I was a little bit younger. And so remember when I came to visit you in Vegas and I left my computer on the plane? Okay, so what happened was,
when you had your book was on the computer?
Yeah, so I literally had a manuscript due. I think it was for my pocket guide to manifestation, but I could be mistaken. I
thought it was letters to the universe.
Okay, maybe it was letters to the universe. One of the, like, more recent books that came published from me, it almost was like a fiasco because I was flying to Lynnsey and this was the first time we were actually going to meet up and hang out in person, and like Jeff and I were going to go visit them, and it was so exciting and fun. And of course I manifested like a seat upgrade on the plane. So we got upgraded to like first class and they were giving free drinks. Okay. Your girl doesn't handle alcohol.
Example. It's like, okay, alignment, bam.
Well, yeah, because your homegirl is small, not a big drinker, doesn't really handle her alcohol very well. And she had a very nice pour from this stewardess. Okay. He was like, girl, I got you. I'm going to hook you up. He was giving me a cranberry vodka that was heavy on the vodka. Okay. And so I'm up in the sky. Elevation's not working with me. Being basically allergic to alcohol, also not helping me. And so we get in first class, we get these drinks. I'm like, oh my God, how fun. Like, I'm going to work on my book while I'm a little tipsy. This is great, whatever. I love like writing when I'm in the sky because I have no other distractions. And I'm like, I feel like I'm like closer to the heavens so I can like channel the downloads like even better. So writing in the sky, so fun. So I'm having the best time of my life. Jeff and I are about to visit Lynnsey. I'm going to meet her for the first time in real life. It's like a great day. Nothing can go wrong. But then we had to I think we were connecting to another flight, which is why I couldn't go back and get my computer. But I left it in the seat pocket, which is why they tell you don't put your stuff in the seat pocket, right? Make sure you check the pockets before you get off the plane. But I was too tipsy to notice or care. And we were like rushing out of the plane. And then our luggage was like further back in the plane, like our carry-ons, because we had been upgraded. So that was like the chaos of why I didn't recognize the computer was there and I was tipsy and whatever. So then we get off the plane. About 30 minutes later, I realize, oh my God, I left my computer on the plane. Jeffrey, my manuscript is due in like however many days. I just wrote like 3,000 words that aren't saved to the cloud. So I'll probably have to rewrite those. Like, I don't have time to get a new computer. I have to finish this manuscript. We're going to not be at home. Like, this is crazy. And of course I was like panicking and crying because I'm an author. I need my fucking computer. And now it's lost. And like, who knows if I'll ever get it back. And long story short, I did eventually, to the grace of Delta, get it back like 2 months later. They sent it to me. It never really worked the same again because I think it was like on the whole time that it was like traveling. So it was kind of a dud after that. But they got it back to me, to their credit. But in the meantime, obviously I couldn't go 2 months without a computer and I had to finish this book. So I was like, oh my God, I literally have to buy a new MacBook Pro. These are like $2,700 computers, like out of nowhere. And I was just like, man, this is so stressful. So I went to the mall, dropped 2,700, got my computer, and like literally within like hours, or maybe it was the next day, I just realized, you know, I was really freaking out about that, but like, I'm literally fine.
Yeah.
I literally had the money. I literally spent it without blinking. And how cool is it that I can afford a $3,000 bill out of nowhere and it literally does not affect my lifestyle at all? And that's when I realized how abundant I was, and something inside of my mind and nervous system clicked. And I was like, okay, I'm never going to worry about money again. And it was just like this weird magical initiation thing that happened from the panic.
Have you worried about money since?
Say it again.
Have you worried about money since?
Yeah, but no. Like, kind of, but not like the way that I used to.
Right. I think that's important. I think that and I can echo that. My worries, my stresses, my apprehension about certain things feel different than they felt before. And they don't hold me as tight as they did. And they don't last longer as they used to. So I think that's, if nothing else, like that's a good goal to have. Like, can I recover from this? Yeah, and faster. And you feel better.
And it's not like I don't think about money. I think it's like I don't worry about it from a place of like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? What am I going to do? It's like, if I'm thinking about how I want or need more, then I just like strategize versus worry. So it's like a very different like sponsoring energy when I think about it.
Strategize. Yes, exactly. Energetic strategy, guys. Well, I think that what I would start with if I was listening to this and like, well, what do I do? Sure. But what do I do? Because I know the feeling 100% of like, when is this going to be gone? When am I going to feel better? What can I do right now? And just being at a loss. Because sometimes when you're too worried, you can't even like hear. You can't even get to the intuition part of it where it's like, well, what do I want to feel instead? I don't fucking know. I just know this feels bad. So like what I think I would start with is just feeling like, or remembering rather, like I said in the beginning, this is what I always wish I'd remember at the time. And I'm getting much better at it now is you're always taken care of. Every one of us can hopefully point to examples where you're like, oh yeah, that worked out so much better than I could have wanted it to, than I could have planned for. And even in the worst situations, I'm going to say something really important and really controversial. And Kels, maybe you can back me up. Even in the most dire situations, in the most desperate situations, and I'm putting heavy quotes on those words because that's subjective and relative to your experience, but you're always taken care of, even in those moments. Our inability to see how we're taken care of is the only thing preventing you from knowing it. I have people in my life that I can definitely see may never know how taken care of they really are. And it's just because their perception is so narrow to what's in front of them and what they're experiencing and how it's affecting them that they cannot see beyond it. And that's their journey. But it doesn't have to be everyone's journey. And all you have to do is be like, if I were being taken care of in this moment, what would that look like? Or if I could write the perfect way for me to learn this whatever lesson, would it be this what I'm doing right now? Because chances are it's probably the perfect situation for you to be in to learn whatever you need to be learning in that moment. I don't think we're ever done learning, ever. I don't know. What do you think, Kels? You agree?
I think there's a lot of truth to what you said because I was actually thinking of a client I was working with recently, and she might know who she is when she listens to this, so I'll keep it vague for privacy, but she went through a lot of capital T trauma, like people trying to kill her situations, like dire, like your life is at risk. And she, like when we first came working together, she had worked through a lot of it already on her own, but once we were able to clear some density and like she was able to drop into like her most regulated nervous system that she had in a while, she messaged me the next day and she was like, you know what I realized? Even though I went through all those scary scenarios where I almost died all those times, I didn't because I was protected, and I've actually been so held and so protected this whole time, but I could never feel it until like we moved a little bit of energy and just like came back to the truth. So it's what you said about like in the moment, it feels like panic. It feels like pain. It feels like whatever's the opposite of safety. It feels like danger, right? But then once you come back to a regulated state and you can open your mind and your heart and your body, you can land back in the truth of like, I am held even in this. You know, I have been held this whole time. There's a reason I didn't die in those situations where I could have easily died or whatever, didn't go broke or didn't whatever. Or even if you do hit your rock bottom and something bad happens, I feel like it's always setting us up for something better. It's like the classic scenario of like, if you get fired from your job out of nowhere and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But then the next day you're getting recruited by some other company and the opportunity is way better than the job you were just in.
That brings such a good subject into a perfect segue. When things fall away, it makes beautiful space for what's supposed to happen for you. I go back and forth whether or not to tell clients this when I first see them. I'm like, I sometimes, depending on the person, will say, you know, disclaimer, just so you know, when you're vibrating at a higher level and when you're aligning higher, the things that aren't compatible with that, you'll notice the discord. You'll notice how weird it feels to be around certain people. You'll notice how unfit your job feels now. Like, not always. It doesn't have to be that way, but more often than and some people I just won't say it because I know the power of suggestion, right? I'm a hypnotherapist, so I don't want to like put it in their brain to be looking for these things. But I do think there's some level of awareness that needs to happen because it can feel like your whole world's falling apart when actually a better world is coming together for you.
Yes. Snaps. That was so good.
So maybe in those moments that's another one, when you feel like defeated or you feel like there's stuff coming up that doesn't fit with your manifestation, or that you actually opposite of your manifestation, you could, again, get curious, ask questions. What could be falling away that doesn't feel right anymore? If I was my higher self, would I still be doing this? Would I still be entertaining these types of people? Would I still be trying to look for these kinds of relationships, or would I be doing things differently? It's such a beautiful gift when you can see it that way, to be curious about what's happening around you and how it fits with you and your higher self, your future self, whatever self that is that has it all and has it all together. My future self is she is so together, I can't even. And I think all of us can get aligned with that version of us that is calmer, that has more peace, that can find more beauty. And getting into that space will help you see what no longer fits, usually.
And that part of you is never actually separate from you.
No.
We just feel separate in the chaos.
That's why
we lose sight of the connection, but it doesn't mean the connection's not there.
But that's why it feels so, when you can do it and when you feel like doing it, it's so easy to be like, what would she do? Oh, she would be doing this. There's a reason it's so fast. There's a reason you're able to get into that embodiment so quickly. You don't live there yet, but she lives in you, and you can access her anytime you want. She, he, whoever, they, whoever's listening, it all applies. But I really do think that 100% agree. It's never separate from you. And that's why it's so easy to access, but you have to let yourself access it. If you're telling yourself that it's so far away and you're never going to get it, well, you're never going to get it. And that's another one I discovered about myself. A limiting belief I have is that, I'm going to have this. I know I'm going to have it. But in my mind, I'm always going to have it later. I'm always going to have it in the future. And I feel like it's stopping me. I feel like I've never really said it before. This morning, I had this clarity moment, and I was like, oh no, wait, hold on. I keep saying it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Well, what does that mean? It means it's always just out of reach. It feels like that. So if I start changing the verbiage, if I start saying, it's already happening, it's already happening, it's already happening, that feels different, first of all. And it changes the timeline. It completely collapses the timeline. Saying it's going to happen in the future means it's always going to happen in the future. And I'm like, girl, I'm 10 years into the future, so let's go, right?
Yeah, I think it depends how the verbiage lands for each person. Because if you're someone who can say it's going to happen and that makes you feel certain and trustful and good and empowered, then that's fine. But if you're someone who says it's going to happen and that makes you feel like it's never going to happen, then that's not the verbiage for you. A better thought would be it's in the process of happening. It is starting to unfold. It's already unfolding. This is part of the process,
You could even say I'm open to the idea that it's already happening for me, instead of it's over there. I'm sure I'll get there eventually. It's over there.
And how many times is the bad thing or the unwanted thing or the knocks you off your rocker thing the thing that gets you there?
Right.
Wherever you want to go. That is a part of the process. The contrast comes before the expansion. The trauma comes before the healing. You can't have one without the other. So it is unfolding. It is in the process of happening. And I love just pointing back to the connection to the higher self. And also, if you're faithful and you believe in God, that's your moment to believe and let yourself be held by life, by God, by spirit, and not be freaking the fuck out because you don't believe that things are going to work out.
Do you think anybody listens to this podcast that doesn't believe in a higher source?
I don't know.
Maybe this is their first episode and we're introducing them to it. So welcome. Aw.
Probably not. Probably we have a spiritual group here on the call. But
if you believe in a God, if you believe in a universe, if you believe in a source, even if you just believe, my husband believes in his higher self. He won't go beyond. He's a Virgo. Okay, he won't go beyond that. He's listen,
he's
logic, rationality, practicality, but I will believe in my higher self. And I'm that's great. Whatever that is capable of. And for some people, that's enough. Whatever it is outside of you that you can look to, which is always inside of you anyway, but it might feel like outside of you. Spoiler alert, it's always inside of you.
Did you know that this show is 100% self-produced and made possible by listener support?
If you love the show and want to help us keep bringing you all the good stuff, join our Patreon. Your support helps us cover editing, software, and everything we need to keep this podcast going and growing strong.
As a Patreon member, you'll unlock amazing perks like early access to every episode, extended video content, behind-the-scenes footage, and more. And the best part, if you're one of the next 100 people to join, you'll get our exclusive manifestation toolkit valued at over $100 as soon as we hit our goal of 100 patrons. Head to patreon.com/highvibe to join, and we'll see you inside. Well, and something I was going to say too earlier about like when you are freaking the fuck out and having that panic moment and not sure if it's all going to work out and if you're going to be okay, that's okay. Like, you're allowed to freak out for a little bit. Just don't stay there forever. You know, have your moment and then like brush it off. You know how like animals, they get a little tiffy and then they like wiggle it all out and then they're like cleaned of their energy, right? It's like the same thing for you. Just like wiggle it out, cry it out, scream it out, whatever you got to do. And then when you're coming back to this place of alignment, I think it's really helpful to look back on all the times where you thought it was like the end or something was not going to work out for you. And then, oh, look, it worked out. Oh, look, you're fine. Oh, look, it led to this. Like, go back in the archives of your life and your memories and look for all the times you were held, supported, and it did work out. And we forget how much of what we're living now is what we once wanted. Because
my God, yes.
Always looking to the future.
Stop it. Stop. Let that land, because that is so important. Look around your life right now and look at the things that used to be dreams, that used to be intentions, that used to be just manifestations in your vortex. And now they're in front of you. Oh, I love talking about this. This is so much fun. So I think we've had a couple episodes where we talk about this, but I will never get tired of it. Look on your timeline for what already is going right. I'm going to beat this drum to death, but we are so trained to look at the negative. And I blame evolution because we had to know what not to do. We had to know where the danger was. We had to know where the pain was so that we could avoid that and actually get to where we are. So yes, thank you for putting our attention there. But do we really need to keep doing that? No. Do we need to do it now in 2025? No. Are we doing it anyway? Hell yeah, but we can stop at any time. Look around and see what's going right. Kelsey, give me 3 things that used to be dreams and are now in your reality. Can you tell I'm excited? I'm so excited. Just 3 big ones.
My whole life.
Your husband's definitely one of them.
Obviously, Jeffrey. Also, this is like corny, but my dog, because I never had a dog growing up, and
that's beautiful.
I always wanted a puppy, and I would like carry around little Beanie Babies and pretend like they were my dogs and like have little like fake pets all the time. And like my parents would only let me have like boring stuff like hermit crabs and like fish and like low responsibility things, which in my adulthood I understand because it definitely would have been on them to take care of this dog, and they just didn't want that responsibility, and I respect that. But now that I actually have a dog, it's like healing my inner child so hard because it's so cute and fun, and he's like my best little baby friend, and I just love taking care of him and being his like dog mommy. So that's like a dream come true. And then obviously the husband is a dream come true. I mean, becoming an author was never like an overt dream, like, but there were signs when I was little. Like I would write these little books, and like my first grade kindergarten teacher, who was the same lady for both, she would like laminate my stories and write me like an author's page and have me draw like a self-portrait. And so I have like these little books that I used to write, and now I'm like, interesting. Okay, so I mean, being a published author, I think is definitely that could land for number 3. But there's so many. Like my whole life,
many.
Like
your
stuff
house
I dreamed of.
Yeah. Your career. Everything. Yeah, I would echo that too. I think for me, the biggest thing, this is going to be, look, I'm not going to quantify it. It's fine. It's a dream. Yours was your dog. You said it was corny. I was going to say this is a little bit cheesy, but it's not. It's my dream. It was my dream. And it was actually something I thought would be impossible, just growing up the way that I did. But it's owning my own house with my husband he was not a part of it. It was me, because he bought the last house, so they didn't want his credit at all. So it was just me and my finances that bought me this house. What? Like, to me, that is just so wild. I never had a house growing up. We barely had an apartment. My dad didn't own his own house till he was like 50. And I was already in high school. So like, to me, that was like, oh my gosh, I did it. I actually did it. I don't think I ever, if you would have told me this when I was like a kid or even a teenager, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. And prices are only going up. So it was even better that I could do it. Little things, my chickens. I've always dreamed of having chickens. Kelsey knows that.
Chickens. It's
So
like my worst nightmare to have chickens.
It's so funny. I attract really good friends who hate chickens. My best friend in high school, I've been friends with her for like, I don't know, 30 years. And she refuses to come over. And she's like, I will not look at your chickens. I hate chickens.
I just generally distrust most birds.
Really? You're one of those bird people?
I'm like a bird person where I'm like, stay over there.
Really?
And look cute.
I really do love all living things. I just find that like I'm better at owning certain things than other things. I'm not good at owning dogs. My husband and kids want a dog so bad. It is not my truth. It is not. It's not where my heart. They're just so look. I have 3 needy sons.
They're so needy. Don't get a dog. My dog is the neediest thing of life.
I love cats because they do not care if I'm in the room. And I love that about them. If I want pets, I go give them pets and then we go our separate ways. And it's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, so my house, my chickens. And recently I probably would say my app, which is in the process. It is fully developed. It's just not fully in the App Store yet. But that one... By the time you hear this, it might be. Let's manifest that shit. But yeah. I think that has been, since I created my membership 5 years ago, that's been the eventual dream to have an app. And now I have one. It's really, really cool. And so this is so much fun to do when you actually sit down and say, what's something that I have now that I used to just dream about, that used to give me butterflies, that maybe I thought was impossible and I did it. And it's just so fun. And that I think is one of the quickest ways to get back into like that space of, no, I can do it. I can have it. I've done it before. I can do it again. And it's already happening.
Mm-hmm. The space of trust and possibility is a nice place to come home to after freaking the fuck out.
Yes, which you are also allowed to do, but just not forever. Let's put a lid on it.
Yeah. Processing and ruminating are two very different things.
Exactly.
That we have distinguished before on the show. So if you need to know more about that, just listen to any of the prior episodes about healing, feeling your feelings, feeling is healing, all that jazz. There's actually, I remember an older episode, and it's just a meditation of me guiding you through how to feel and process something and heal it versus just like ruminating and like thinking about it and thinking that you're feeling, but you're not actually feeling it in your body. So if you want a meditation for it, can't remember the number. I'll try and look it up and put it in the show notes. But if not, just search High Vibin It, Feeling is Healing on wherever you listen, and I'm sure you'll find the episode / meditation to help you guys through that. But yeah, I mean, we really just wanted to drill it into your noggins that, you know, things are going to happen and it's okay to get knocked off, but just get back on. Yeah. Get back on that pony ride.
And I love doing episodes. By the way, I don't know if we've announced this yet or if we've even like touched on it, but
okay, let's touch on it.
Me and Kelsey had a couple conversations about like the direction we want the podcast to go. And this is just a little one. I think you guys will all be happy, but we really want to focus on doing more solo episodes because I find that our best episodes, the ones I enjoy making the most, are things that we are both going through and everyone else can relate. So I do love that we're able to prioritize more solo episodes to talk about what the fuck's going on because nobody knows. Listen, no one really knows what they're doing. We're all just doing the best we can with the tools that we have. And so we are happy, more than happy, to bring you the tools that we've discovered and the solutions that we found and things that just make us feel better. Because while we're spinning on this rock, why not just feel as good as you can and process the nasty stuff so that it can release so you can welcome in more good stuff? Because that's the name of the game. So, I just wanted to mention in case you didn't know and you're like, why am I listening to a solo right now? Because we did so many guests, like 4 or 5 guests, and then maybe a solo thrown in. But we really want to do like 1 and 1, I think, right? Every other episode?
I think we're gonna shoot for like half guest episodes, half solos, because we like bringing you guys these like little diary vlogs with tips and learnable moments.
And I
think it's super relatable and fun.
100%. I know there are people going through this. No matter what you're going through, there are many people that can relate. So that's all we're trying to do is bring awareness and solutions and things that feel better.
So if you're in Spotify, I know you can comment on the episode. So let us know if you're going through anything.
Yeah.
We can hold space for you. We can help you just craft a little affirmation to pull you out of the slumps maybe. Or if you're in Patreon, same thing. You can watch this, comment below. Let us know your thoughts, or if
I want to
you
know
can relate.
Yes, and I want to know the last time that something knocked you off and what it was. You don't have to get too personal. Like my story of the dentist. Like, oh, that was a gut punch. What's some example you can think of that was like, oh yeah, that one hurt. But here's what I did, or here's what I could have done better, or here's what I will do next time, or whatever. I really want to hear from you guys, because I think, it's definitely relatable. It's definitely something that everybody's going through or will go through. If you're listening to this a year from now, hey, we see you. I know it. I know you are. You're going to be fine and everything's going to work out, because it always does and it always will.
Amen to that, sister. I think that's a good place to kind of start wrapping it up.
Oh, well, then let's talk about Patreon.
Yeah. So if you guys aren't in the Patreon, join us. It's patreon.com/highvibe for just a couple bucks a month. You can support the show, get extended video versions of every episode. We pull cards for you guys a bunch. We are about to take a little break, or maybe is this going to air after the break or before?
I feel like after.
Okay, so never mind. Disregard the break.
You're back to break.
If you did know about Patreon and you were in it, you wouldn't have missed us on the break, because we were up in the Patreon doing lives and hanging out with people there. So that's one of the benefits of joining our little community there.
And is it 50 or 100 members?
I think we're going to change it to 50. We were saying when we got our first 100 people that we would give out this amazing prize, but I feel like it's taking too long and I don't want people to wait forever. So we're going to make the goal easier for everyone. Once we get to 50 Patreon members, we will give you guys your ultimate manifestation toolkit vault with stuff from Lynnsey, stuff from me, and it's going to be really juicy and valuable and hopefully change your life. So if you want that for a very, very, very low price, basically free, then get in our Patreon.
We are at a little over half. So we only need about like 20 more. That's easy, guys. Come on. 20 of you guys. Sign up.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Tell anybody. You get early episodes, extended episodes, hangouts from us. You get to see us in all of our crazy kookiness. And, mine. I'm not going to speak for Kelsey. Kelsey's so demure and so mindful and so classé and chic. And I'm just like talking like a goofball. But a smart one, okay? But yeah, join us on the Patreon. It's so much fun. And we're going to be in there a lot more. Along with our prioritizing solo episodes, I really want to prioritize getting into the Patreon more and giving you guys more. We got freebies in there. We got hypnosis audios. We got meditations. We got really fun stuff. So go join.
I have another shout out announcement too.
Do it. And then I'll go.
So for anyone who's not already on my email list, then you wouldn't know that I just started a Substack, which if you're like, what the heck is Substack? It's basically like a blogging platform where you can follow like your favorite writers and teachers and journalists and different people.
Is it video or just writing?
It's honestly like a cozy social corner of the internet that's not as annoying as other social media, but it is multimedia. So there's mostly like essays and articles, but there are like Substack notes, which I would say is kind of like Twitter tweets were. I mean, it's not Twitter anymore, but whatever. So there's kind of like little tweets called notes, but then some people post videos. I do video lives, but I mainly do like weekly essays and articles that are super life-changing. But then what I've also been doing on the articles is recording them as like a mini podcast. So it's just me reading you the article for 5 to 7 minutes, however long it is. And I feel like that's just been really fun. So if you guys want some more little sparkles in your earbuds for me, or if you like reading and you're over Instagram and TikTok and you just want to go somewhere slower and more nourishing, join me on Substack. I'll link to it in the description. There's a paid version of the newsletter, and then there's a free version of the newsletter. So whatever rocks your boat, you can join. And it's a really cool place to be. So join me over there. Yeah.
Sounds fun.
And then,
I know a lot of people are doing Substacks these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will never
really
do
cool.
I can't handle another one. I can barely handle the two that I'm on, which is Instagram and TikTok. And that's like too much.
Word.
I'm not like a social media person, but I like to be there for the people. This is where I feel the best. Doing video sessions, doing podcasts, where I can just like feel into the energy and speak. Kelsey's really good at getting a download and just like talking about it. Really
or writing it.
Or writing it, yeah. Or just expressing it in some way. And I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe I'll just talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But
teach their own.
Yeah, to each their own. But I think it's great. Everybody go join her Substack. And if you're interested in my membership app that I was talking about, honestly, if this is airing after the break, which it probably will be, it's ready. It'll be ready. It'll be ready. So we're going to put the link in. There is a new link, by the way, Kel, so I need to give you that. But there's a new link to the new app, and just click on it. You can sign up. It's hypnosis. There's EFT. There's card pulls. There's manifesting hacks and tools that I actually use all the time in my practice, and I just did one of them. I did my dream jar for the last new moon, and it's been so much fun. So I'm in there with monthly events, and we chat about the energies, and we chat about the moons, and we talk about really fun stuff. So if you want to join my membership, I'll give you the link, and I hope to see you in there because it's really, really fun.
Yay. Is it going to have the same name? So is it going to be Align Your Mind? But it'll be app, like Align Your Mind. They can search it maybe like in the Google Play or in the Apple, whatever.
Align Your Mind app. Now listen, at the time of this recording, Google is giving me the runaround, and I don't like them very much right now. They gave me a link for the beta test for the testing, and the link doesn't work. And they're like, oh, we have no idea why it doesn't work. And I'm like, well, you're supposed to know. I don't know. What do you mean? I don't work for you.
You guys are Google, not me.
Google. And they're like, well, we'll try to figure it out. So it's kind of on the back burner with the Play Store. But the Apple version, the App Store version, is still rolling along, and it should be approved by the time this airs. But yay! It's going to happen. It's happening already. See, did you hear me? Did you hear what I said? I said it's going to happen.
She's already healed, folks.
No, I keep saying it's going to happen. No, it is happening. That's what I'm trying to reframe. It is happening now.
It is. See, you caught yourself, though.
That's
the work right there, putting it into practice, practicing what we preach, which we always do, guys, which I'm sure you know, but truly,
we do the work.
We are on the ride with you, so... Welcome to High Vibin It. If you're new, I hope you like this episode. Please subscribe. Please share with anyone who needs it. If you know someone going through a time, they need a little trust, they need a little faith, they need to come back into alignment, definitely share this with them. And we love you guys. We'll see you in the Patreon where we're going to pull some cards.
I got 2 already.
Oh, shoot. She's already pulling them.
2 cards, and I asked, what do we need to release in order to manifest easier? And these are the cards. So if you want to know, come over. We love you.
Okay. We'll see you guys in the Patreon, on my Substack, in Lynnsey's membership. So many places to connect with us, all in the show notes. And we will talk at you next time.